the twin suns of Viridian. 5 bathed the lush jungle world in a permanent golden twilight. Every leaf, every tendril shimmered with unnatural hues, blues, reds, and vivid oranges, creating a beauty that masked the dangers lurking within. It was here, deep within the emerald expanse, that disaster struck. Ceralier had been gathering shimmering dew leaves for her people, the Silari. Her lithe figure floated effortlessly over the mossy ground. Her pale skin patterned with bioluminescent markings that pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat. The Silari were symbiotic with nature. They whispered to the trees, sang to the vines, and trusted the jungle as their guardian. But even guardians had predators hidden within. Without warning, a low vibration trembled through the ground. Vines erupted around Ceralier, striking like vipers. In a heartbeat, they coiled around her arms, her legs, her waist, wrenching her backward and lifting her into the air. She screamed, a piercing, musical cry, but the dense jungle swallowed the sound. Her struggles only tightened the vines. They were no ordinary plants. They pulsed with a sinister awareness, tightening methodically, bending her body painfully. Her bioluminescent skin flickered desperately. Panic surged through her. "Help! Someone, please!" She sobbed in the Silari tongue, tears blurring her vision. Above her, the vines began secreting a thick, glistening resin, slowly encasing her in a cocoon. She would be paralyzed, absorbed into the jungle like countless before her. No one ever came back from the emerald expanse. Till now. Miles away, trudging through the thickets, was a lone human, Logan Vance. Former engineer, reluctant explorer, and current idiot lost in alien woods, as he muttered to himself. Logan wiped the sweat from his forehead. His environmental suit hissed slightly, regulating his temperature. He had been contracted to repair a malfunctioning terraforming relay somewhere in the expanse. In truth, it was a fool's errand. The Silari had warned the humans, "Do not trespass beyond the singing rivers." But humans had a way of ignoring warnings when profit was involved. A faint sound froze him mid-step. It was so delicate, so haunting that he thought he had imagined it. Cry, musical and desperate. Instinct overrode caution. Logan changed course, plunging deeper into the jungle. As he neared the source, the foliage grew thicker, the light dimmer. Strange plants twisted toward him, almost seeming to watch. His hand hovered near his sidearm, though he knew it would do little good against Flora. The cries grew louder, sharper, desperate. Then he saw her. Hanging several meters off the ground, entangled in writhing vines, was an alien woman, unlike any he had seen. Slender and glowing faintly, with wild silver hair cascading down, she looked both ethereal and heartbreakingly fragile. And she was trapped. "Hang on!" Logan shouted, charging forward without thinking. The vines sensed him. A tangle of them lashed toward him, slamming into the ground inches from his feet. He ducked and rolled, drawing his plasma knife, the only weapon sharp enough to sever bioengineered plant matter. He hacked at the nearest vine. It shrieked, an ear-splitting sound that shook his teeth, and recoiled. That meant it could feel pain. Logan dodged another lashing vine and pressed forward. Above, Ceralier blinked in confusion. She had never seen a human up close before. They were supposed to be heavy, dull, insensitive to the jungle's music. Yet this one moved with surprising grace, dodging and weaving, his strange blade flashing blue arcs through the thickening vines. Another vine looped around Logan's ankle and yanked. He fell hard, grunting in pain, but slashed downward furiously, severing it. "No quitting," he muttered. "Not today." Finally reaching the main trunk where Ceralier was tethered, He jammed the plasma knife into the thickest vine. It screamed and began to wither, its companions thrashing in a frenzy. With a few more brutal cuts, the vine cocoon split open. Seralia fell, directly into Logan's outstretched arms. For a moment their eyes locked. Her pupils were enormous, silver pools of shock and wonder. "You're safe," he rasped, muscles straining to hold her lightweight form. But the jungle wasn't done with them yet. From the surrounding trees, hundreds of smaller vines began to descend like living nooses. "Move!" Logan barked. He threw Seralia over his shoulder. She was featherlight and sprinted. Behind them, the entire grove seemed to roar in fury. They didn't stop running until they crossed a narrow creek, whose waters sizzled as vines touched it and recoiled. Only then did Logan collapse, gasping, and set her down gently. Seralia tried to stand but winced, her ankles still bruised from the vine's constriction. "Easy, easy," Logan said, pulling a small medkit from his belt. "You're hurt." She tilted her head, studying him curiously. Logan could see the intelligence in her alien features, the slight narrowing of her silver eyes, the flicker of bioluminescence along her cheekbones. He fumbled for his translator device, a small disc he clipped to his collar. After a few seconds of tuning, it pinged green. "Can you understand me?" Logan asked. "Yes," Seralia whispered, her voice as soft as silk. "Good. I'm Logan. You're safe now." She touched her throat, where the vine resin had nearly sealed her breathing. Her voice cracked with emotion. "You heard me. I heard your cries," he said simply. "I couldn't just walk away." Seralia shivered, not from cold, but from the enormity of what had happened. No one dared the emerald expanse once it claimed a victim. Her own people would have mourned her and moved on. Yet here was a stranger, a human no less, who had fought the jungle itself for her life. She bowed her head, tears glistening. "I owe you my life." Logan chuckled tiredly. "Let's focus on getting out of this death trap first, yeah?" The journey back was grueling. The jungle resisted them. Paths twisted, familiar landmarks vanished, and every step seemed to take them deeper instead of out. Logan's environmental sensors pinged erratically, disoriented by the expanse's natural interference fields. Seralia helped when she could. Despite her injuries, she knew the language of the trees. She hummed low, soothing melodies that calmed aggressive vines and parted stubborn thickets. Together they made slow but steady progress. As they walked, Seralia asked questions about humans, about Earth, about machines that could fly without wings and cities that scraped the skies. Her wide-eyed wonder was infectious, and Logan found himself talking more than he had in months. "You don't think we're destructive?" he asked at one point, wary. Seralia considered. "Some say so. But I see resilience, fire. You heard a voice the jungle would have silenced. You acted." She touched his hand lightly, a Silari gesture of deep respect. Logan's heart hammered. He wasn't a hero. He was a repair tech who'd made one reckless choice. But in Seralia's eyes, he saw something he hadn't felt in a long time: hope. At last, they reached the edge of the expanse. Beyond the tangled line of trees lay a human outpost, a cluster of silver buildings glinting under the twin suns. They paused. Seralia looked back once, at the jungle that had nearly consumed her. Then forward, at the unknown world she was stepping into. "Are you sure?" Logan asked.